Welcome to the ACC Student News.
The news students can use.
I'm Ricardo Castillo.
And I'm Francesca Servi.
And here are this week's stories. In a house fire on January 23rd, an elderly couple died and their granddaughter was seriously injured. The 15-year-old girl remained hospitalized in Chicago Area Hospital. Authorities say a space heater is most likely played a role in the fire. The grandparents were in their 80s.
The significant other of Lake County Sheriff John Bunsich was put under scrutiny during Bunsich's trial for public corruption charges when attorney Philip Benson used her as a surprise witness. Deborah Back was accused while under oath of using police records. Unauthorized, Back admitted to using a restricted police data system in order to find shameful background information on Bunsich's accusers. After admitting to the claim, Sheriff Oscar Martinez Jr. banned her from working at the sheriff's office. Beck had been employed as nursing director of lockups medical 6 years at the sheriff's department prior to the ban. She used the system to investigate the government's lead investigators against Bunsich, Benson, and Scott Jurgensen and Jurgensen's family.
Dozens of towns, including Hammond, are suing opioid manufacturers and distributors for their role in the opioid addiction crisis. The companies failed to identify, report, and stop suspicious orders of these medications. There's a large opioid epidemic currently taking place in Lake County. The alleged negligence and misinformation resulted in blockbuster profits for the companies involved. The country is seeking compensation for past and future costs. The Lake County Board of Commissions signed an agreement with the law firm last month to file a lawsuit on its behalf.
The government has been shut down this past week after the Senate could not agree on a short-term spending bill to fund government operations without addressing the fate of the young undocumented immigrants. Many of the government employees were granted a leave of absence after this inconvenience. Senator Mitch McConnell pledged to allow the immigration vote in the coming weeks and set a stage for the young undocumented immigrants. The shutdown was annihilated after the Senate and House took a vote. The Senate had a vote of 81 to end the shutdown, while 18, including 2 Republicans, were against this. Included in the 18 were most of the Democrats and some independent parties. In the House, the vote was 266 to 155.
As of last Monday, there will be no more overtime for East Chicago police officers and firefighters. There was an East Chicago City Council meeting that had drawn a huge crowd. At the meeting, Sandra Favea, the mayor's chief of staff, read a letter from the mayor that was sent to all city employees on January 19th. In the letter, it was made known that the city's 2018 budget of $31.7 million was cut back to $27.3 million to match the budget from 2017. The budget's cuts will include the freezing of overtime restrictions to travel and training, the halting of new hires, and the consideration of layoffs. With this, police officers predict that crime rates will rise as the budget cuts will cut back the hours of many police officers.
The way you shop is about to change forever. Amazon have opened a store with no checkouts, no cashiers, and no lines. Customers will enter the store and scan their Amazon Go app. After that, it's as easy as simply grabbing your food and walking out, using ceiling-mounted cameras to detect what items you buy, and will charge you through the app. If this type of store proves to be successful, we could be seeing a dramatic change in the way we shop in the near future.
Bishop Noel Band performed at the Civic Center for Martin Luther King Day. While the band played, a celebration took place in honor of Dr. King. This day holds significance for the band, who traveled to Memphis last year, where they performed in the Liberty Bowl tour. The band's director says that he is extremely proud of the band for not only performing well, but also because they were able to see firsthand what Martin Luther King Day truly means. That's all the time we have for this week. I'm Ricardo Castillo.
And I'm Francesca Servi.
Be sure to check out the rest of our videos on YouTube.
And follow us on Twitter at ACC TV Hammond.